Rich, can you hear us? Or can you talk? Can you talk? All right, all right.
You guys are live. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey, can you hear us through these masks here? I don't know. Better take this off here.
Uh, welcome to another show on the Energy Independence Group, guys. This today we have Andrew Claudio from Enphase Energy, right?
Yep, that's correct. Hey, how are you, everyone?
Awesome, awesome, and of course we have our wonderful host Les. How's it going, Les?
It's going great. Enjoying the quarantine and the time with the family, and we are adjusting as usual.
Yes, yes, and so pretty much you want to start talking about figuring out some things for the smart solar and technology that you guys have.
Yeah, so Andrew, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and the company that you work for?
Sure. My name is Andrew Claudio. I'm an account manager for Enphase Energy. Um, I think Enphase is the leading power electronics company in the solar industry. If you're installing solar, you know who Enphase is. Yeah, excited to be here. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. We enjoy installing Enphase Energy Technology every day at Energy Independence Group. We appreciate your time. We know it's very valuable, and we hope you're doing well there in the home, quarantine down. We're doing well over here. We're keeping business going. But what I wanted to talk to you about in a time of crisis where energy and electricity being on always is important. And so I wanted to see what you think and what is going on with the technology that Enphase has to offer. So what do you think about the future of energy and the changes that we're going to see in the technology for solar power?
Um, Clearly, and I don't think it's just the existing situation that we're in, but there has been a shift in the way PV or solar is being sold to homeowners. When I started back years ago, it was all about savings and how much could we offset, and let's look at tier shaving and all sorts of different applications for solar. But through the years, we've seen that message begin to change, and the message that we're hearing now isn't. I mean, there's still some folks that are utilizing solar to primarily to save on the utility bill, and I think it's a great idea to do that. But the conversation is changing, and the conversation is now built around energy independence, resiliency, or just from a residential perspective, just always having the system on. I think that the Corona or what happened in Puerto Rico or anywhere, people want to have security, and that's where energy and storage and really comes in. So PV storage, I believe, is the future, and obviously, I'm here because of it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Corona has taken the country and the world by storm. And can you tell us a little bit about storms in Puerto Rico and how energy storage, and from your experience as a leader in the industry, has really made a difference in the lives of people in times of crisis?
Oh, absolutely. Using Puerto Rico as an example, several years ago, I was with a different manufacturer. At that time, I believe we were the leading edge, of energy storage. Puerto Rico was a market that we had targeted, and we were aggressively going into that market. We had a couple of partners that believed in the technology, and in the mission, right, which was energy independence for all. It just happened that we were there when the hurricanes first hit, and we had an amazing opportunity to be able to deploy all the product there to hundreds of homes. But the result was that these homes were able to have resiliency, offer support and not only to their family but to people outside of their home. So we saw these little microgrids that were being created everywhere and that were being used by multiple families. But having that kind of PV coupled or solar coupled to energy storage was able to give a lot of energy autonomy, right, to homeowners and to these communities. Um, I think what happened in Puerto Rico was kind of like a petri dish for energy storage, energy management as a whole into residential. And I think a lot of manufacturers took a look at what was happening in Puerto Rico and said, "Hey, let's do something about it." I think Enphase was very aggressive at the time. They were on their, we were on theirs as an Enphase employee. I could say we were on our second generation product when that happened. So we went back and really thought about how we could use that product with the existing technology that we had coming up, and obviously Ensemble came out of what was there. Yeah.
That's great. So Andrew, speaking of Inphase, I got this cup here.
Like the mug.
Yeah, when I went to the headquarters and we spoke with Mohammed Al-Quran about some of the advancements in technology related to solar and the future iterations of the technology with Inphase. I'm a big fan. We're a leader in Inphase in this market, and the smart grid technology that Inphase has to offer. We're very excited about it, and we learned a little bit, or a lot of it, in a 26-minute interview with him, and he hopefully will be able to speak with us. You guys have been busy, and everyone has been busy, and we'll discuss this further along the way on the Energy Independence Group show. But what I'd like to talk about now is how Ensemble Technology by Inphase, in your perspective, really brings together the proven technology in the industry under one umbrella in a way that's simple and smart and revolutionary. I'd like to get your perspective on that.
I think the biggest differences between Enphase and any existing products that are out there is it boils down to the distinct Enphase architecture. And what that means from a homeowner perspective is, I know there's a lot of parts and pieces that make a solar system or an energy a PV solar work well with a battery, right, or energy storage. So you've got these two distinct different product lines, right? And they're both talking and working together to try and meet whatever that customer need is. And what Enphase has done is we've taken both of these technologies and merged them together under a single communication protocol. With that, it's to simplify, that means everything is talking together. That means that your solar system, your battery, everything's together, everything's working. Because of the fact that we're utilizing micros instead of like a string inverter, or even an optimized string inverter, which is a vast improvement over a traditional string inverter, but you still have a potential for failure points there when you only have a single inverter. The micro that are all up on the roof, then they're built into the actual the battery management system itself, means that you're always going to have it on, right? So you're never going to be getting phone calls that say, hey, the inverter failed and now I've lost everything. So now you have a system that has a lot of redundancy built into it. When that light switch, when you turn it on as a homeowner, and it's an Enphase, it's going to work. And more importantly, our homeowners everybody's got a smartphone, right? I mean, I've got one. I got one right here. I think everybody that's going to watch this has a smartphone, right? And when you're interacting with your solar, with your storage, you want to have a single app.
Absolutely.
That's going to give you that's going to give you the correct information from your solar system, with the correct information, what's happening, your usage, your consumption, and now you're adding your battery. Everything integrated, all talking the same language, right, on a single app. I mean, what's easier than that, right? No, I mean that doesn't sound revolutionary, but in our industry it is, and we are leading in that. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I refer to Inphase as the brains behind the solar industry. We kind of got that concept or that description from a radio show host here in Bakersfield, Terry Maxwell. It was his understanding of solar when we had that conversation with him. And one of the questions I have for the people who have traditional solar now and that would love to have smart solar on their home, there are upgrade programs for the 1 million or more homes that have already done Enphase to upgrade to the latest microinverters and to add this energy storage component to their solar system? And then also, can you tell me how easy do you think, from your perspective, it would be to take an older system and make it smart with the Enphase technology?
Easy. It's a matter of calling, in this case, your customers calling you, saying, hey, this is what my current system is. I'd like to upgrade and add the ensemble package, and make that happen. I mean, that would be, as a homeowner, that's what I would do first, right? And if a homeowner just has any questions, heck, just reach out to us. We literally have a staffed call center of customer service associates and some very smart energy consultants in Boise. I've been there several times, and more than that, they're always happy to answer questions. Yeah.
Great. Well, as a contractor here in Central California, Energy Independence Group has really enjoyed the ease of use and the reliability and the power and the safety of Enphase technology. And we found that it's been good for business, less truck rolls. And but we want to thank Enphase Energy for their good customer service, and we encourage people to visit your website, enphaseenergy.com, for more information, as well as eigsolar.com. And we'll be doing more of these interviews and more broadcasts talking about energy, and not just solar, but energy in general, and the independence that you can have as a homeowner and a business. So we'd encourage you to join EIG Solar Energy Independence Group at facebook.com/EIG Solar. We encourage you to share this link and share the revolution. We believe the revolution in energy is here. We encourage you to join us. But what I'd like to talk about now with Andrew from Enphase is about the future iterations of solar. I've read through the patents of Enphase. It's an intriguing company. It's a very advanced Internet of Things company. And there are things that we can't talk about due to it being a publicly traded company on the stock market. But what I'd like to discuss is smart homes in general. What do you see, Andrew, as a person in the industry and an expert in energy storage as well as management? What do you think is going to happen in solar, and what is the future of energy when it comes to smart homes?
Oh, again, it's, I mean, homeowners and wants, desires, and needs are changing the conversation. You have to be a very savvy solar contractor, right, to be able to listen to what the homeowners want, and everybody wants smart home, right? One of my favorite quotes comes from Mark Cuban when they asked him, if you were going to build a business now, what would you build your business around? And he said, well, I'd build it around Google Home and Alexa. Oh, there goes my Alexa. I should have turned her off. But hold on.
She's now ordering you 500 things off Amazon.
I'm back.
Hey,
but like I mean,
how much power do I have stored in my Enphase solar system?
Right, but smart home is another cog in smart solar, right? And again, all app driven, right? Customers want to interact with their energy management system. What better way to do it than through technology that allows you to do that? And if you look at the industry in general, you see a lot of third-party guys that integrators that are moving this way, right? Name dropping like Lumen, Adapt, Span.io. There's a lot of these folks that have got some smart technology, then they're coupling it to solar, and they're bringing in another component for energy storage. But really, future all that is in a single system, right? That does it all. So does the future include smart home? Oh, absolutely. In the future is as soon as like May. You guys know what I'm saying. So yeah, let's it's definitely exciting to be here right now with it. Yeah, but definitely.
We're very excited. Obviously, we're at home and we're adjusting and we're overcoming this challenge of the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to thank my mom for this shirt. She gave me this shirt maybe like 10 years ago, and my daughters told me to wear the magic hat. That's what they call it. But I'd like to thank all the nurses and the staff in the medical industry that are keeping us safe. And speaking of the coronavirus and supply constraints in the solar industry, would you say that Enphase Energy is prepared and prepared like we should all be? And we've learned from this lesson, maybe preparation is a good thing. And there may be a silver lining in this whole thing. But my question is, how prepared is Enphase, and when can we get this smart home technology so that when the power is off, we're always on?
Great question, by the way. I think right now that there's a lot of uncertainty, definitely in the industry. Our position is, our position is a California-based company, right? Enphase was born in California. We were born for the solar market, and we could definitely created for it. And we understand solar, and I think solar customers better than anyone, right? And I'm not saying that we had a magic ball or anything on what was going to happen, but we're definitely prepared to be able to meet the demands of our existing and new customers here in the near future. And right now, actually, as far as product constraints, there aren't any. The product is stocked with a whole bunch of partners, distributors, and we have a lot of fine folks like yourself that have secured inventory even prior to this happening. So as far as product constraints, well, I see none. We do know that there's obviously a slowdown, and we're working through it. Everybody's being safe. We all had our masks on at the beginning, kind of as a joke, but we will get through this, be it this week, next, hopefully by next, but because I am getting a little, everybody's stuck at home. I wouldn't mind going outside a little bit, but yeah, I think I'm ready, and I think we're ready to meet our customers' demands here when the time is right. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So Rich and Andrew here from areas Florida and Puerto Rico where there were hurricanes in the past, and I'd like to get your perspective, Rich, on some hope and some lessons learned. Anything you can share in times of crisis that really help people and help us survive.
Yeah, pretty much. What's going to be happening is a lot of people are just going to be getting together. There's a few arguments going around, obviously. People, push and pull when it comes to emergencies. But usually, what happens, everybody kind of gets tired and they start pushing one way together. So that's what's happening. The human spirit is definitely exuberant, amazing. They do a lot of stuff to get other people through things and to pull themselves through. So it's just going to take some time to figure out what's happening with the economy. Obviously, right now, we've never seen something like this in our life. So it's just something that we're all going to have to think about after this. So life's going to get back. It's just going to take a certain amount of time. It's just, this has been kind of like a vacation to some, a staycation, kind of a life-changing experience to some people, unfortunate to some people. So, everybody's kind of dealing with it their own way. So it's just a time to get back to life here sooner or later. So.
Absolutely. I think there's a silver lining. Yesterday, we talked about the solar silver lining, and that's why we have Andrew here. For those in the industry and for those that are interested in solar technology that really is revolutionary and can allow you to essentially be the power company with your own microgrid, we'd like to ask Andrew one last thought on
Sure.
the future of solar, and then maybe he has a show or two that he could suggest to get us by in this time while we're all hunkered down.
I think the future of our industry is to not only energy management, or energy storage, or just a single application. I think it is a true energy management in having as a homeowner the ability to manage my power, right? My energy, my use, and everything. I love where the industry as a whole is going. I believe that Enphase is uniquely positioned ahead of everyone to really be able to take advantage of existing technologies, to make that happen. As far as shows, I think I'm going to go with Tiger King. I actually, it's I think we're all looking around at the situation that we're in. We look out our windows and it's empty, right? Streets are empty, and I think that show has helped me go, whoa, life's actually pretty good over here, and and definitely that thing has been fun, but and I think everybody's kind of rallying around it, which is unique, but um I don't know that, and I suggest everybody get a cat. So mine's not around here, but right now, which is the blessing. But yeah,
Hey, it's a blessing. Yeah, when you have a cat, you don't have to walk the cat. You can use your litter box. And so to avoid the germs outside, you're not having to get out and walk your dog. Unfortunately, a lot of people are in like big skyscrapers and they got to walk their dog and everybody's trying to avoid each other and they're all still crowded down there with each other's dogs. But cat's a good idea. And so, Andrew, I really appreciate your time. I know you guys are busy and you've been adjusting. I know Mohammed is a leader, not just on project management on the engineering side, but he's helping everyone stay in contact and keep the revolution going over there at Enphase. So again, I appreciate your time and you taking this time to spend with us. And I thank you moving forward for everything you've done to help us as a contractor and help us get ahead of the curve and understand this technology and really bring it to our market here in Kern County. I encourage Kern County to contact us anywhere in California we can go. We're ready to deploy this energy and to make Enphase technology available to the world. So call us today, contact us at 661-868-9000 or visit our website, eigsolar.com. And I encourage you to find more information about Enphase Energy at enphaseenergy.com. And if you want future information about what this energy revolution really means, you can tune in at facebook.com/EIG Solar. Again, that's facebook.com/EIG Solar for the show. We'll be live. We'll also share these videos on YouTube. But join the revolution, share the revolution, like the page, really get excited because when this is all done and this revolution will continue, you'll be happy that we learned a few things. There's a solar silver lining out there and we are prepared for the future. And let's do it. Let's do it now. Thank you again, Andrew. And you guys have a great.
All right. Thank you guys for joining the show. We'll see you guys on the next show.
see you.